Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? It's Monday. It's a long weekend here in Canada. Thank you for all joining. Thank you to the mods, Whispering Winds, and I think I saw Kitty in here. Welcome in, YouTuber. Welcome in. What y'all doing on this Monday afternoon, evening? This wasn't starting for another 2.5 hours. Glad it is, though. Oh, sorry, honey. That's typically I do have been known to change times. Not today though, my dear. Not today. Hello, Kitty. Say thank you to the mods, everybody. Thank you, Marie Curie. And welcome in, Joanne. And Miss Toronto Cat. Welcome in. Thank you for those of you kitties after the 100 goal. There's 41 of you watching. Could y'all do the YouTube thing, please? Let's get these kids' faces out there by liking the video and helping it to get traction. That truly does help the algorithm. Y'all, sorry, it's been a little crazy over here. I'm starting the packing. I've been planning this move in phases, and then we're into the packing phase. And you know, it's a lot. It's a lot going on over here, but that's good. Life is busy. Just behind a little bit in my emails. So if you sent me an email, I haven't got back to you. I do read all my emails, and I do read all the comments in the chat after the videos, the lives, and I try to respond, or at least like them all. And emails, I respond to some, not all, but for those of you that have outstanding readings tomorrow morning, I've got readings tomorrow morning. So my apologies, just a crazy time over here, which is good. Welcome in, Rhonda West. Nice to see you. Did I forget Joanne? Did I forget you, Joanne? Sorry if I forgot you. And Ren, welcome in. Thank you for doing the YouTube things. Everybody, please do the YouTube things. Oh, my tumblers are beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, moving sucks. Moving sucks. It sure does. Welcome in, Shauna. Yeah, it can be fresh beginnings. I've just moved too many times, in my life, being a realtor and stuff, Man, that's okay. I'm looking forward to this move though, in the sense that I don't need all the house that I've got. I find it overwhelming. Too many stairs. Welcome in hopes floats. We have another mod in the chat. Say hello to the mods. Oh, and I disabled the bot, y'all. My night bot. I figured out how to do that. I love rearranging. Welcome in, Laura. I yeah, I don't know. I have other things I'd prefer to do with my time. I'm not gonna lie, but Reclaiming Corinne Danielle, if I didn't say hi already. But anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, everybody, we're gonna do today. We're gonna go through some updates on welcome in, trees. Welcome in. No worries, my dear. Anybody local in here today? Anybody local watching? If you have any updates and you're local and you want to put something in the chat, that would be wonderful. We're going to go through the welcome in way over from the UK, my dear. We're going to go over the latest updates. There's also a map of where they've searched that's apparently been posted. I haven't looked at it in too much detail. We'll look at that. And then I'm going to do a reading on what the RCMP know when they're not telling us, because I mean, we're not privy to all the information. Absolutely. I am still a little perplexed. I am a little perplexed on welcome in, Kristen King, welcome in. I'm a little perplexed. Welcome in, Robin, from your Robin York Groom. I'm just going to say Robin, if that's okay, sweetie. I'm just a little perplexed on why they have not come out and declared that there's something nefarious, that like they have zero suspicions, it sounds like, that there's anything nefarious that may have gone on. Yet they're interviewing 35 people, or they did rather interview. It seems like something's not right here. The children that go missing, to have been assumed so early on that they walked out the back with what a lot of you all say are treacherous lands. We did see that trail on Google. However, that's Google Earth, and gosh knows if that's 10 years ago, if it's grown in. I did say that I thought there was a path there, and there are four-wheelers, and somebody local from the area, I think commented in the chat, that there's a lot of four-wheeling trails there. However, they've got dogs in the bush, the deep bush. Could they've fallen down caverns? They've been doing it over and over again, knowing that the dogs haven't picked up a scent. I don't know. Something like, what has led them to be so adamant that these kids are somewhere in the backyard? Are they thinking that the parents legitimately, their statements are honest? I'm not making a comment. Either way, I find the parents' statements to be inconsistent. I find there to be a lack of emotion. In my opinion, just my opinion, I think at a bare minimum, they showed some neglect, probably by their own guilt, which is why some of the doubling down and inconsistencies and stuff, whatnot, in the statements exist potentially. But however, hang on, Ren, sweetie, I just still don't get why they haven't moved into openly saying now that the children may not be back there. I don't get it. Am I missing something? Does somebody want to please share? What am I missing here? Why are they assuming that those kids are in the back and walked off? Because what? Because it's really not typical to assume a kidnapper would get back there because it's so remote and would take 2 kids? Or are they assuming that they had nobody that had, uh, animosity towards them, that might have taken the kids as some sort of a revenge? It's been 17 days. 17 days. They found 1 boot print by their own admission. So, Paulette, we just started. Welcome in if you're new here. We just started. I'm asking a question. We're going to read a couple of updates, and then I'm going to pull cards if you're new here. So, does anybody want to give me some, what am I missing? Because I think they've missed the mark here. I think they've missed the mark. Unless they've got dogs that, welcome then, Paulette. Yeah, welcome in. I don't normally do this, but I'm chit-chatting here today. And I just go with the flow. So you're gonna have to learn to be flexible if you want to hang with our wonderful group here. I just think they've missed something. I truly think they effed this up. I think they effed this examination up. I think they effed up what they thought happened at the very get-go. I think they possibly effed this up. That's just my opinion. Curious if anybody else thinks that. In your readings, have you pulled or seen anything but a fox? No, not yet, hun. Not yet. But we're gonna go to that now. Let's just pull up a couple of articles, updates, and whoops. So they did, I don't know if you recall, the last update we did. Welcome in, YouTuber. The last update, it is sad, Rose. It is very, very sad. I think they really effed it up. I really do. I haven't asked Kelly Snyder yet if he'll come on and talk about this case. Well, there's inconsistencies. This is the challenge, There's inconsistencies. And I don't think there's a chance in heck that those kids closed the door or opened the door on their own without the parents hearing it. It just doesn't look like it. Slides slowly and softly. Just could be, but it doesn't look like it. I saw something posted regarding the mother's brothers in legal trouble that the stepfather participated in with a court date looming. Anyone else see this? No. Interesting. The mother's brother in legal trouble. Well, interesting, because I had a vision of an Uncle Larry, and I told the RCMP, I've called the RCMP twice and given them a statement, asked before I took the statement and before they took the statement if they do work with psychic mediums, that I volunteer with the Find Me group. They took the name of the Find Me group down. I let her know that the Find Me group has worked with the RCMP many times before in Canada, whether their location or dispatch location or not. She took it down. She took the address down. And that was my very first vision. I've played it before on this channel. If you want to go back, Pamela, it's a clip that I did, and I've talked about it on the live, couple of the last lives, that I had a vision, and I told them that I don't know if it was a figurative name, but I was told that when I asked Jack who was walking them and holding his hand, and he said that Uncle Larry was taking them to his barn. So that was within days. Let's listen to this. We're going to look at the map, and then we're going to get a couple of updates, and then we're going to I'm going to pull some cards and see what the police know that they're maybe not telling us, or are they really, really on the wrong track. But let's listen to this first.
Good evening. We begin tonight in Nova Scotia, where there is a renewed search for two young siblings who vanished without a trace more than 2 weeks ago. Today, teams were back near their rural home searching for the children. Here's a timeline of this case so far. 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home in Pictou County Friday, May 2nd. Nova Scotia RCMP launched a search with more than 100 people involved on the ground and in the air. On day 6, the RCMP announced the search for the missing kids was being scaled back. While most crews left the area, dive teams scoured local bodies of water but found no evidence. On day 12, police issued a release saying they were following up on more than 180 tips and identified 35 people for formal interviews. And on Friday, RCMP announced the search would resume this weekend. More than 100 volunteer searchers are back in the sparsely populated area, 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth is there.
The RCMP won't say what prompted the resumption of search efforts for Lily and Jack Sullivan. But when Daniel Martel heard the news, he felt a wave of renewed optimism that his stepchildren might finally be found.
It fills me with a lot of hope, seeing drones in the sky and seeing people back hard at work.
The initial search for the missing kids was called off after only 6 days. Now, 5 search and rescue teams from across Nova Scotia are once again on the ground scouring this treacherous terrain.
Woods here are pretty nasty. There's a lot of storm damage, so there's a lot of deadfall in that. The ticks are really bad. We've had people come out and say they could see them crawling around on the ground.
Search teams are relying on scientific models in their pursuit. There are stats and studies that show how far children could possibly travel in areas like this. Search and rescue manager Amy Hansen says rescue workers are focused and re-energized.
One of the reasons that we did actually suspend was because of the exhaustion and the stress. And we were starting to see more injuries. Everybody's rested, refreshed, ready to go. They're still going to push themselves to the point where they can't anymore.
More than 100 rescue workers are combing through several square kilometers of dense forest, marking off each area searched with a ribbon.
We're also expanding out into areas that we haven't really had boots on the ground in, just to get more areas covered off.
Martel says the last 2 weeks have been a nightmare for his family and the entire community.
This is absolutely heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking, not just for me and Malay and the families, but it's heartbreaking for all of Pictou County.
He's hoping.
Look at the flies swarming around him, okay? Welcome to Canada in the bush. I used to live up in an area in northern Ontario, Muskoka, God's country, and when it's bug season, you got to wear like a head mask. Seriously, just look at the bugs. So the reason I'm asking all this also is because there have been statements, about how cold it would be at night and everything. And I just, an early morning at that time of year, would these kids be comfortable having to go out on their own in just presumably sounds like a diaper, I don't know, but with a wet pull-up? It doesn't make sense that they would have gotten so far ahead on their own that they're now extending. I don't know. There's something that they've missed. Yeah, it's black fly season. Absolutely. Now we're talking, they went missing 17 days ago. Thank you for all you guys that are helping everybody in the chat. Yeah, it would have been 5 Celsius at night, Martina. So I don't know. I don't know these kids, obviously. But how likely is it they would have gone out and not come back in the cold, damp, when it was rainy in those days, weather, And it just seems like I cannot help feel, but they have seriously missed the mark here. We're going to see what the cards have to say. I'm amazed that they're still heading in this. They've still got the same theory. It appears that they still have the same theory. They've just gone back, as we just heard, this last weekend. They stopped yesterday, the search. So yesterday and the day before, they went back and researched the same area, which we talked about after stopping the search when the RCMP came out, I guess a week ago, Wednesday, last week, saying that they were moving into the second phase now. And instead of rescue, it's recovery under the assumption the kids could not be alive out there, which I would agree. Now they went back to the same area under the assumption that they missed them because of the density of the bush. Fair enough, which I also get. Caves. You guys have all told me from the area, there are numerous caves. There are numerous mine shafts. There are tons of holes they could have fallen down. No dog hits, though. No dog hits. And now they're going to go back and just extend the search now. They have not moved into a different theory that may apply to these children and their disappearance, at least publicly, yet, which I just find incredible. At this point, I'm finding it incredible. I just want to show you the black flies and the bugs swirling around his head.
It's heartbreaking for
Look at that.
all Pictou County.
He's hoping for a miracle, praying 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan will be found.
Okay. And I don't know how realistic he's being if he is still praying for a miracle. Well, this is it. Like, make it make sense. At this point, it doesn't make sense. I heard zero urgency, like we need to find our kids now. Zero, none of it. No, it's just the whole thing. They would have seen a flock of birds circling by day 2. Paulette, that's a great point. How many properties from their home out 10 to 15 miles are in those woods or barns? I don't know. Rogue, you know what? I haven't gone through to check that, but there's properties on their street, albeit someone here that's local informed me that one of the barns, the house across the street, is actually empty. But there's just, I just don't understand. I don't understand. They now think that they may have drifted further. Well, here's the thing about that. If they think they've drifted further, why are they waiting till now? Like when they're DEAD, now it's okay to go look further. I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm upset because I just think they got this wrong from the beginning. I think they got this wrong. I mean, I don't have the information they have. It just seems to me like they've got this totally. Well, okay, so with Donna, like when we did our last live, remember we had that couple in from the area that lived they live 2 hours away or whatever, but we had somebody local as well saying that they heard the drones were out. The drones were looking within a couple of hours, but the search crew were not out until 5:30. So 7.5 hours later. If you think they walked, you should have gone farther then. They had a 7.5 hour lead, assuming the parents reported it right away. So that whole thing just seems like, I don't get it. I wasn't that Martina? Yes, sweetie, that was Martina. Think that a person or persons haven't hit them. We're gonna do. There you are. No dog hits other than their house means something. 15 or 20-minute drive to the opening of the ocean. You know, that's another great point, because you said that, David and Catherine, the other day on the live. I'm surprised that no one has talked about how close they are to the ocean. They were out searching for the body of a 17-year-old. Okay. Was the 17, how long was the 17-year-old missing though? Like, I don't know. Like, you've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old gone missing, and you're going to delay that because you're searching for a 17-year-old. That's also, if that's the case, that's just a bad choice. That's just a bad choice. Well, he drowned. That's fine. So he was already gone. So I understand it's important for that parent to retrieve the body of that child. But if they delayed searching for an already drowned 17-year-old in exchange of looking for a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, you're effing right they effed up this case. I'm sorry, but that is a mistake. If that's literally what happened, that's a mistake, in my opinion. Okay, let's get at here. There's this article, and I'm hoping this is the right one, where there was an expert that came on. I was trying to find that interview, but for some reason I'm not able to pull it up. Thought this was it. Where the expert came on and said in Canada here that they think that there's possibly foul play and that the police potentially made a mistake here. So, okay. This is dated May 16th. Experts point to anomalies in unprecedented case of missing Nova Scotia children. 2 weeks after young siblings vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia, experts pointing to anomalies in what they say is an unprecedented case that deviates from a typical missing children's investigation. Lilly Sullivan 6 and Jack Sullivan 4 have been missing since May 2nd. That's when the police received a 911 call reporting that they had wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station, a sparsely populated area about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. Nova Scotia RCMP then launched a search that included ground search and rescue officials, dog teams, drones, and helicopters. But after 6 days of scouring the heavily wooded areas surrounding the home, there was no sign of the children, and the search was called off. Police have said they do not believe that the children were abducted. So here we go. They're still saying, yet they have not ruled out the case is suspicious. Michelle Genis, an associate professor in the Criminal Justice Department at the University of Louisiana, she's American, Lafayette, said the facts of the case and apparent lack of evidence makes it an anomaly. It doesn't mean a lot of the normal criteria for what we can see for these types. It doesn't meet, rather, the normal criteria for what we see for these types of cases, said Genis, whose research area includes missing persons and juvenile justice. Usually there's evidence in some way that would suggest something nefarious has happened. It mirrors those adult missing person cases where we call it quiet disappearances. There's no evidence. Sounds like another case we know of. A few details stand out to Genis as unusual, including the children's absence from school that week. Heck yeah. Again, like, we don't actually know when they were last seen. The police seem to be assuming the parents are being honest. But we don't really know. Are they being honest? I know myself, I probably have more of a sense that the parents are not innocent in the way of negligence. I do not yet feel any sense that they have directly done something to their children, although I told the RCMP when I called just days after they went missing that mom has guilty knowledge, in my humble opinion, from my psychic experience. Mom has guilty knowledge of what happened, in my opinion. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, told CBC News the children were not in school on Thursday or Friday, the morning of the disappearance, due to illness. They were also not at school on Wednesday due to a professional development day. It could just be incredibly bad timing that they had 48 hours unaccounted for before the disappearance, but that's just one of the things that stands out in my head, she said. Police will not say if anyone else had contact or saw the children in the days leading up to their disappearance. Gina says she believes police should be considering whether a person played a part. Yeah, I would agree, Genus. In a stereotypical kidnapping by a stranger, the offender doesn't usually target a specific child or children. They create a plan, and whoever is in the environment at the time falls victim, said Genus. It doesn't seem like that would be the case here, because what we know is that they were in the backyard in a rural community. Well, do we know that? Do we know that? Because that's the parent's statement. But how awake were they? By mom's own admission, she was in and out of sleep, awareness, consciousness, whatever word you want to use. So it's not like they're walking to school or to the gas station or somewhere where it can be an easy snatch situation, she said. No, Janice, but it's incredibly rural. And if you know that mom and dad have a tendency, potentially, allegedly, just my opinion, to leave these kids playing in their yard by themselves with all that fenced in area, hence why it's fenced. And you know that mom and dad have a tendency to leave them out there a lot. Could it be an anomaly that it's not a stranger kidnapping and maybe a planned nabbing? That's what I think. That's just my opinion. But Genus goes on to say, if it was a stereotypical stranger kidnapping, it would have to be somebody who said, I want those kids in particular. The RCMP, Nova Scotia RCMP, said on Tuesday they were following up on more than 180 tips from members of the public and exploring all avenues in the investigation. The Mounties said 35 people were identified for formal interviews, including community members and those closest to the children. Michael Arntfield, a criminologist at Western University in London, Ontario, that's where I went, for business, called the case unprecedented, saying it's highly unlikely for two siblings who live together to vanish when a parent is not involved. So why are the RCMP taking the parents' words for it? There is no evidence of that, and if that had been the case, I think we would have heard about that very quickly, he said. This case, when you overlay it on 100 other missing children's cases, it just doesn't add up at many levels. Artfield said he thinks police could be more forthcoming with information about the case, given the public is being solicited for information. Yeah. He said following up on 180 tips requires a great deal of resources. Police can't be everywhere, so they rely in cases like this on the eyes and ears of the public. And that needs to be a two-way street in terms of information. Hence why I got upset a few lives ago when they were being critical of people's tips that they didn't feel were valuable. Otherwise, they're just going to get tips that really just bog down the investigation and aren't necessarily of any substantive value. Yes, which is why they were being critical. My comment is just zip it and suck it up, Buttercup, because you don't want to deter people from actually making calls to you when people already don't trust the police, particularly in Canada, already don't trust the RCMP, particularly in Canada. In this day and age, I don't think criticizing people that do have the audacity to call you is a smart move. Just my 2 cents. He also said police should have said publicly in the early days of the search whether the case was considered suspicious. They have said nothing, and that would be accurate in my opinion. if you think that somebody potentially took these children away, that's a whole different kind of broadcast. So now you're pleading for the public to keep their eyes and ears out and open for these children, these two children. And the police, RCMP, have not done that. So that just seems to go back to they think they're back here somewhere. They think they're back in this property somewhere. I'm giving them the benefit of doubt that there is some active lead being worked and that they don't want to upset the equilibrium that they're in said art field. But based on appearances, this went in the wrong direction early on, and key momentum and leads were lost when they were out in the fields looking for kids that maybe were never there. Boom. I totally couldn't agree with her more. Sorry, not sorry. They effed this up, in my opinion. RCMP said Friday that all missing persons cases are treated as suspicious. No, you're not treating it as suspicious. You're treating it like you trust the parents' opinion that they went for a little Sunday walk and meandered out the door and just got lost. You're not treating it as suspicious at all. Martel told CBC News on Friday via email that he was told by police not to disclose updates during the investigation. Nah, not so sure I believe that. Children's maternal grandmother, Cindy Murray, has said police have advised the family against speaking to the media. Well, if two of them have said it, maybe that's the case then. We have a muzzle here in Canada, what we can and cannot say. Nova Scotia RCMP declined an interview request and would not answer specific questions about the case. And a statement, spokesperson Corporal Carly McCann said police have spoken to the majority of people identified as potentially having information to support the investigation, and other interviews are scheduled to take place in coming days and weeks. Geez, don't get on it too fast or anything. Weeks? In the coming days and weeks? I'm sorry. We have two missing kids. I don't think they have weeks, lady. I'm sorry. This spokesperson, Miss Carly McCann, I got issues with her. I got issues with her. And if the lead investigator is willing to wait weeks to do interviews, what the TF is going on? Tell me to make it make sense. Officers involved are also continuing to follow up on all new tips that come in, said McCann, adding that to ensure the integrity of the investigation, no further details will be released. You haven't given us anything. Nothing. Why? I don't even know why they did a press release. Truly. McCann declined to provide more information about why police believe the children were not abducted. Yeah. I'm going to read that again. McCann declined to provide more information about why the police believe the children were not abducted. On Friday, Kevin McLean of Colchester Ground Search and Rescue said searchers will be back in the woods. That was yesterday, Saturday and Sunday, yesterday and the day before, with volunteers from multiple search and rescue teams. In a news release Friday evening, RCMP said the search will focus on the specific areas around Gairloch Road. The Sullivan home is on the road. So again, they are staying close to the house. I don't effing get it. I just don't get it. Today's update. Let's look at today's update. Ground search for missing Pictou County kids ends for now. Updated May 19th, today. It's 5:40 p.m. Eastern. This was updated at just 2 minutes before 2 p.m. Eastern, so 3 hours and 42 minutes ago. Amy Hansen, one of the search managers, said 115 people searched for the missing kids Sunday. The ground search for two missing Pictou County siblings ended Sunday, according to an RCMP news release. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan went missing from their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia on May 2nd. The sparsely populated area is about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. Initial ground search efforts were called off on May 7th, with ground search and rescue teams only returning to the area on Saturday, which would have been the 17th. So they took 10 days off the search because they moved to, as we said, if you're just coming in, from what was originally a recovery effort, a rescue effort rather, and to recovery under the assumption they are now deceased. Investigators and search managers were reviewing and assessing the weekend searched to determine the next steps according to the media release. We extend our sincere appreciation to the search and rescue volunteers who have selflessly given up over 10,000 hours of their time since the search began, Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon of the Pictou County District RCMP said in the release. Their tireless commitment in truly grueling conditions is appreciated by both the RCMP and the greater community. Interviewed Sunday afternoon, Amy Hansen, one of the search managers, said Saturday's search went very well. She said searchers covered 1.5 square kilometers of area. Oh, I take that back, that they hadn't yet examined before. So they started extending their search parameters on the weekend. I redact what I said earlier. My apologies. As well as higher probability areas around waterways. Hansen said she wasn't aware of anything being found during Saturday's search effort. We're not anticipating continuing tomorrow, but that's a conversation that has to happen with the RCMP incident commander later on the day, Hansen said hours before the RCMP released their statement. Hansen said searchers did not cover as much ground as expected Saturday. She said searchers were hampered by fallen trees and branches left by post-tropical storm Fiona, which hit Nova Scotia in September 2022. Okay. So if they're having a hard time getting into areas, what makes them think that Jack and Lilly, hello, Beverly, nice to see you. I was wondering about you the other day. 201 of you in here, please do the YouTubey things, everybody. So why are they assuming that Jack and Lilly are back there under brush and all that? I guess for shelter, maybe, because they got scared. I guess they're assuming that they would crawl into areas that are hard to get into. Anyway. The ticks are always a problem, she said. We have fresh bear prints found yesterday. It's Nova Scotia woods at this point. So they have fresh bear prints. That is not good. However, you would think there would be some pieces of clothing if they had been attacked by an animal. There would be blood, not to be gruesome, but there would be signs. You would surely think of an animal attack. On Saturday morning, the missing children's stepfather told CBC News he was grateful for the search efforts. I'm just hoping for something positive, a positive outcome that's bringing the kids home, said Daniel Martel. That's the main goal here. It's the main goal. It's just to find the truth. Okay. So let's go and show a map. Let's go and show this map, and then we're going to do a reading. It tells us where they searched. I haven't looked at it. Just want to see if it does. This map was made by Google Maps. So we'll see if it actually shows. So let me read the article and then we'll go back. Police said Lilly, 6, and Jack, 4, are believed to have wandered away from their home. This article was done, sorry, let me go back to the top, 11:40 a.m. today, 6 hours and 6 minutes ago, Eastern Time. Search efforts are continuing with 2 siblings who went missing earlier this month in Nova Scotia. And we're not going to read all this because we understand the area where children went missing contains heavily wooded rural terrain. So what we know, police said that Lilly and Jack are believed to have been wandered away from their home. Lilly has shoulder-length light brown hair with bangs, maybe wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. Jack has shorter blondish hair, was wearing blue dinosaur boots, but no other clothing description is available. Well, because I guess they're assuming he was in his diapers. I don't know. Which also makes it even odder, if that's the case, that they would go out in the cold spring damp weather and just go out and play until they walked and got lost. It just seems odd, but I'm not their parent. Maybe they had a tendency to do this. I don't know. But I think if you look at the backyard and the way it's fenced in, I think it's clear that they had them playing back there on their, allegedly, potentially in their own in the back, at least if they were playing in the backyard in that fenced area often, it sounds like. The children last attended Salt Springs Elementary School on April 29th. There was no school the next day. They were kept at home due to illness on May 1st and May 2nd. Police have identified 30 people to interview. The Chronicle Herald reported that the children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, was questioned by police for 4 hours. RCMP said the searches covered 5.5 square kilometers. That's 2.1 square miles. On April 8th and April 9th, the RCMP underwater recovery team searched bodies of water near Lansdowne Station, but did not uncover any evidence. By the way, some of the local people in the chat let us know that when I reported that the headband and everything, because I reported the headband and the socks, and so to whoever I was upset with, my apologies. I reported it to be legitimate because on the YouTube channel that posted it, a comment was made. Yes, that was my cousin or uncle that found those clothing items. And yes, it happened. And yes, he took the police there. And then the locals here in my chat are telling me that was years ago. So not only did the person reporting it find it that was credible, but then the person commenting, extending that, saying, yeah, that was my relative. And now I'm being told by people local that those clothing items, the hairband, the underwear with the BLOOD rather on them, and the boys' socks were found years ago. So there is a lot of speculation and a lot of, people that maybe shouldn't be commenting. I'm sure the police are finding it frustrating, but, it's better to have more information than nothing, I would say. But anyway, the Pictou County District RCP Staff Sergeant said, Curtis McKinnon said, we extend our sincere appreciation for the search and rescue volunteers who have selfishly given up over 10,000 hours of their time. We've heard all this. I'm waiting to see this map. Where's the detailed map? You gotta love, you guys sometimes get, I'm sure you've seen clickbait. Well, here's the map that shows every update. Well, I thought, it would be a very accurate map, but this is it. This is it. There's no map that creates an update. Newsweek, that is the most misleading article I've ever read. Yours truly should have checked. I saw the map. I thought, okay, there's a map here. What does the map tell us? Well, the map tells us, it's not useless entirely, but it surely doesn't tell us where they searched, that their home is, where's the home? The home is here, right? RCMP detachment. We don't need that. Lilly, former search headquarters, Salt Springs Elementary School is here. It's a far distance. There's the RCMP detachment. Okay, so that's the map. That's the timestamp map according to Newsweek. Sorry, yours truly. Let's just get into the reading now. Let's get into the reading, but let me go check your comments first, and then I'm going to pull up a reading. 204 of you. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to do a reading here, but I just want to see. There was, I guess, a recovery search is of no urgency. It's just vanilla. Welcome in. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. So I'm not trying to. It's not about being a Canadian and not being supportive of Canadian law enforcement. I'll call it whatever it is. It's not a matter of Canadian versus American. It's a matter of that I think they totally effed this up. And it's frustrating that I called them twice and they said they'd call me back. They never did. Yet they claimed that they work with psychics. That's fine. But it just seems like I don't get it. I'm just confused. I had somebody ask a question that the property is on Highway 289 between Upper Stewart and East Road. Why are they calling it Gerlach Road, or is it classified? It is Gerlach Road, Terlin. It is Gerlach Road. They tight-lipped because they know nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking the same thing. Yes, we got to be careful and always in your opinion. 100. Yeah, please. I'll do the YouTube things. That would be really helpful. Okay, let's get to a reading. Ken Corbett. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate you doing that. Ken says RCMP aren't hard and stuff, but yes, they have more details than they release I would think so, Ken. But then look at the way they're going about the search. It's just with the weather and bugs and stuff. I don't see them outside playing. Lily had a cough. Didn't anyone get up to feed them? No, because they admitted that they didn't. Were Mom and Daniel's clothes taken to be forensically tested? I have no idea, but it's waist deep in the water. Just a story. Could Daniel have hosed them to remove mud or DNA evidence? Just a thought. No idea. No idea. I have no idea, Donna, but we had done the live or the live before that. I can't remember now. We had some locals say that those pieces of clothing were years old, not related to these children at all. So I'm not sure. You gotta, like, everything is so debatable on the social media streets. Okay, let's get to a reading. Thank you, honey. 189 of you. There was 203. We lost. No evidence the children left the yard. Step parent at home. Alleged drug use at home. Allegedly negligence, abuse of children. Well, thank you, Anne, for doing the YouTubies. 91. RCMP have they do, but they have a reputation of being quiet, and they also have a reputation of being outstanding at this stuff. I just think this is, as the commenter said, there's a lot of things that don't stack up in this case. I think the RCMP investigation is not stacking up to their reputation in this case. Just my opinion. Hey, Krista, welcome in. That's just my opinion. Hello, Glennis Randy. Okay, we're going to... Well, it's on the map. I'm going to pull up, like, that I have pulled up. It's Gerlach still. It's for sure Gerlach still. Okay, I'm going to pull out the cards in a second. They have vanilla a reputation of being outstanding, the RCMP, in Canada, but I'm not so sure in this case. Auntie is a cold case from what I understand. Dylan is still unsolved. Body found in mine shaft years ago, unsolved. Thousands of them won't shy of adults all over the province. Well, that's not great. I just hear neglect whispering in my right ear, just saying racist to Indigenous. Yeah, could it be that? Do you think? They know they're not lost in the woods. I mean, My opinion, them kids were missing before. I think so too. I told the RCMP, just going to pull up the camera here, that I believe they went missing Thursday, whether it be wee hours of the morning or okay, yes, thank you for using in my opinion. Okay, so let's get this to focus. What the RCMP, oh, for the love of gosh, this camera is something else. Hold on, everybody. I moved it one little smidge too much, and it just, y'all. There we go. Okay. I've lived off 289 for 30 years. Didn't realize it was Gerlach Road. Thanks for the information. Well, Terry Lynn, you would know more than me. I'm just telling you according to Google Maps. When I pull up their address on Google Maps as 1407 Gerlach, it comes up. 1407 Gerlach Road on Google Maps. I'll show you really quickly. And then we can move on here, just so you know, because I don't want 1407 Gerlach Road. I'm just going to show you real quick. Okay. I've got 1407 Gerlach Road. You can see that. And I'm going to click on their house. There's their house. That's a much cleaner version. We have shared the other ones, the ones where the lawn, it looks, more accurately theirs with all the stuff in it, which we will do again. But yeah, it comes up. Okay. Let's get at it. RCMP equals oil pipe bombing a few years ago. Canada Day bombing plot set up. Yes, they have a good rep. They do have a good rep. But do you think, David and Catherine, and anybody else, Martina, because I know you guys are local, do you think they've missed the mark here? Am I being too harsh on them? Am I being too judgmental? Let's find out what they know. What they know that they're not telling us. What do they know that they're not telling us? What do the RCMP know that they're not telling us? Uh-oh. That there's a local registered offender in the area. Well, we know that, right? We know that. We know that. So they're not telling us that they know there's a registered offender in the area. Don't they have to tell people in the area? Okay, that's not good. Well, that is not good. I want to get a clarifier on that in a minute. Okay, what else are they not telling us, please? What else are they not telling us? Oh my God. That's not good. Oh. I got goosebumps. Oh my God. I got goosebumps. Okay. They believe, according to the cards, these kids were taken for a journey by somebody who has some pedophilia tendencies and that they are being lied to. So they are truly putting up a facade for the public. Is that what's going down here? This has come up before. Fired. Somebody's been fired, doesn't have a job, isn't working. What else are they keeping from us that they haven't told us? What else are they keeping that they haven't told us? Karmic justice. I'm not sure what this 5D portal means. We're going to get clarifiers on each of these cards. I want to say they believe that these children have passed on. That they believe these children have passed on. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. What is this perversion on? I'm going to put them over here, y'all. And we're going to focus on clarifying one at a time. I'm clarifying what's this perversion about, please. Just want to get them in here so you all can remember that there's these other cards, but I'm not clarifying those yet. Can I zoom out? I can't do anything with this camera to zoom out, honey. Well, actually, that's not true. I lie. I lie. It is usually disclosed. That's it. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? I know. I gotta. Is that better? And I'll just turn them, angle them that way. Is that better, Donna? I think it's like, is it mirrored? Is it backwards? Can you read it, or are they backwards on screen? Okay, let's get some clarifiers on this perversion, please. Let's get this clarifiers on this perversion. I need clarifiers on this perversion. Okay, so this is a person watching somebody. This is a person. This is a younger person being watched or watching. Somebody watching. Okay, whoops. Give me more on this perversion, please, Spirit. Give me more on this perversion. So they didn't go out independently. They know they didn't leave on their own. They know this is the independent card. They know they did not leave on their own. Justice was flipped over, just letting you know. They told us that they told us they don't believe that they're still alive at the end of the. I know, sweetie. They told everybody that. They don't believe that they left alone. They know there's a pervert in the area with a pedophile background that they haven't told us. What else do they know? Well, they know something terribly went wrong. Yeah. Unexpected. Somebody offered the children something. They were lured out. They were lured out. They were lured out. These children were lured out. They believe that somebody lured these children off the property. That's what they believe, according to this perversion card. Okay, let's just get a couple more, and then I'm going to clarify the next one. Yes, I can. I'll ask. Okay. They believe somebody is stressed out. Somebody is not sleeping. I'm not sure if this is mom or dad, but somebody is not sleeping. Okay, so we want to know. They told us they don't believe that they were still alive. There was a question asked if there was a big party. Well, we got that already, but yeah, let me go back and ask that in a second. Let me just finish this first. I'm going to put a star, Paulette, on your question. I'm going to continue with the reading, and then I'll get to some questions. There's no link to the mod. Just what do you want to say? Just put it in the chat. There's no private conversations in the lives. Okay. What else do we want to know about this perverted registered offender? Because there is one in the area, from what I understand, that has just been released from jail a couple months ago. What else do they know about this situation that they haven't told us? Ugh, fell on the floor. Temporary problems. Okay, so they believe they're going to solve this. They believe very confidently they're going to solve this. Is that what's going down? Give us more about this perverted issue. A journey with a carriage. They think somebody they think that somebody drove them away. They know, or the evidence suggests. So let me just ask the pendulum. I really want to know now, are they just completely deliberately keeping us in the dark? Are the RCMP, yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego, completely keeping us in the dark? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Are the RCMP completely keeping us in the dark? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Yes. Is my name Bob? Are they completely keeping us in the dark? Yes. Do they believe now that these children may have been taken out of the house and kidnapped by a pedophile, that that's an option, a predator, a sexual predator? Yes or no? Is that accurate? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Is this one of their new theories, that maybe the children were taken out by a predator? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? That's a yes. Is my name Bob? Do they believe that these children were taken out potentially by a predator? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah, I think they went, I told the RCMP, I think they were left on Thursday. So I'll put a star beside that. And then I want to finish this. Star is also bright, hopeful, that maybe there's some destiny here that will actually find these kids. I know Dad says he's hopeful a positive outcome will happen. I just don't see how positive it could be at this point, unless, they're found alive by some miracle and unharmed. That'd be positive, but that's not going to happen in the bush. A star was found. Yeah. Okay. I want to get, what is this with this fired bit? Because that's come up once before, I think. So the police know, was somebody fired and stressed out from their job? Is that what's going on? Did Daniel get fired from his job? Give me some clarifiers. What's this star about, please, Spirit? Give me some clarifiers. What's the star about? Yeah, somebody's stressed out, or star fired. What's this fired about? Jeez, can't read the chat anymore because somebody was fired. End of a cycle. This is the end. Somebody's job came to an end. Tell us, please, whose job came to an end? Somebody felt backstabbed and betrayed. Okay, somebody's job has come to an end. Things are, okay, something. Really emotional, really upsetting for somebody that they end stressed out, that somebody's job came to an end. Is that Daniel? Is that Daniel's job that came to an end? I'm guessing. He said he wasn't getting a lot of shifts. Is that a misstatement? Yeah, it's not expanding. There's like limited resources and expansion into their life that they're not moving forward, if you will. They're sort of challenged. Okay, that's Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles, rather. Give me one more on the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if somebody was unsuccessful. Yeah, this is the mom. So she was maybe laid off, and so she's not a stay-at-home mom. She was maybe unsuccessful at keeping her job, that she was fired. I don't know I don't think there's really any importance to this, other than that maybe I've asked the cards, what do they know that they haven't told us? That maybe mom isn't a stay-at-home mom, that she was fired and maybe she's on a workers' comp or welfare. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying this is coming up as what they're not telling us. Okay, who's this con man? And then again, I'll take some questions, but who is this con man? What is this con man? somebody's story, somebody's details of the facts. Somebody younger, this is a younger energies, offer to be honest and truthful. They're not buying it. They're not buying somebody's story. Who is that? Interesting. They're not buying somebody's story. Whose story that they're not buying? Justice. Okay, so the law enforcement know that somebody's story is not adding up, is not making sense to the police. Well, they got the knight, the female Knight of Wands, and the male Knight of Pentacles on the card. Now, that's just the cards. Doesn't have to be male and female energy. Let's just get some clarifiers again. What is this con man? What do they believe, the police believe to be a con? Left out in the woods. Okay. They are not buying the parents' story about what happened, about the kids just leaving and going in the woods. They're not buying it now. Okay. Well, they certainly are throwing the media out for a real tailspin, aren't they? Okay. So they are not buying the stories of the parents. Six of Pentacles. It's not a balance. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Six of Pentacles in this sense is like something is not adding up. There's an inconsistency. Six of Pentacles in traditional tarot is trying to balance out and get a balance back. Sometimes it can be unexpected resources or unexpected money or an unexpected gift or unexpected support. In the case of true crime, like some of the resources, they're just not adding up. Some of the data points, they're not believing. Some of the facts that they're giving in the case, they're not buying it. They're not believing it. They're not believing the full story of the parents. In reverse, this is clear communication. This is clear thinking. This is in reverse. They're not buying it. They don't think they're being honest. And I don't know if this I'm going to get a clarifier on this, but I feel like they're going to use the lies that they've detected to maybe try to get some court orders or some, I don't know. Let's get some clarifier on this justice. I want a clarifier on what this justice means. What does this justice mean? What are they going to do with this? Sounds like the police are going to use some sort of inconsistency in the story here going forward. What are they going to use? What's this justice here for? What are the police going to use? Support and pillar. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. There's some storyline here that the parents have created that doesn't add up with the facts of the case that they're going to use to support them to get, whether it's a grand jury, a search warrant, an arrest warrant. They're going to use some inconsistency. They know they've been lied to. Okay. We're going to just do one card at a time. I got 3 left to clarify. What's this mean? This 5D portal. What the hang is this that they know? What is this that the police know? Let's get some clarifiers here. Then I'll go to a few questions. Okay. So what is this that they believe? They believe, or they have knowledge that they're not telling us about this portal. What is this 5D portal? What the hang is this? I mean, this could be like holes in the ground. This could be like that to me is potential holes in the ground, caves, things where they could be hidden. It also could be that they know that they believe the children have passed on. So that's why I'm getting a clarifier. They've already told us they believe the children have passed on, but I want to know what they are not telling us that they know. So 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and the Hangman. Wow. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm just working on what. I think they are pausing to look at the evidence from a different viewpoint, for sure, with the Hangman. And they've taken a pause to view the evidence because they're making no progress. They're making no progress. Everything they've been told is not adding up and is not giving them the progress that they would expect. So they've taken a pause to get a new viewpoint, to see, to develop new theories, But what is this? This 5D specifically is a pause in a viewpoint. But I want to know, is there another meaning to this 5D portal? Because I feel like there might be another meaning. What is the meaning of this 5? The Emperor. The Emperor. Oh. Ooh. Jimmy, I'm wondering if they think he's watching them so closely. He's like watching what they're doing so closely. Stepdad, allegedly, in my opinion, that they're starting to wonder. Queen of Chalices, Queen of Cups. Is this like an online portal? Okay. There is a pause in the communication, maybe as well, between mom and dad. Yeah, because there's a pause right between mom and dad here. However, in that news clip we just watched again earlier, I noticed how Daniel was talking about mom. Have they been resuming their communication? So they know something's going down with mom and dad here. The story's not adding up. I think they're looking at trying to find new angles and taking a pause, but I think they're looking at their relationship. They are now looking through a different lens with their relationship. That's what this is. They are looking at the parents' relationship and the pause in their relationship, any communication going on between them. Let's get some clarifiers. That's really what I think is going on here. Somebody they're thinking one of them acted foolishly. Let's get some more. Did one of them act foolishly? Somebody's feeling betrayed by the King of Pentacles. Somebody's feeling backstabbed and deceived by the King of Pentacles. We got the Sun. And we've got marriage. So I think the Sun in this case is the children, because it can represent the child and children. I think they're looking at the status of their relationship and what their communication is. And are they communicating, and are they playing this game with these? Is this a game that they're playing with social media? That they're not talking? What is really going on? I think the police are actively looking at that, and they're not telling us. Makes a lot of sense, because that is suspect. That is suspect. Yeah, the absolutely trees could be communicating indirectly, but I think what this is saying, though, is the police are checking. Police are checking. Hey, Kaika. Jesus, I'm looking at you from a distance. I always think it's Kyla. You know, I've been reading your name Kyla for so long, so I'm just going to say Kaika, and if it's Kika, or just tell me how to repronounce it properly, please, and for the love of God, if I'm saying it wrong. Portal, I think that's what that is. I think they are looking at different vantage points, and they're looking at social media texts and communication where these parents might be communicating on. Is there an app like Snapchat that they might think that they're communicating on, that they may not know the parents that might be secretly trying to communicate through? That's what I'm getting there. Let's get some clarifiers on this. They know that there's some sort of a distance traveled with these kids card. What is going on here? What do they know with this road, journey, and distance? What do they know around that they're not telling us, that they're hiding from us? Secrets around Jack and Lilly Sullivan's disappearance. And of course, they are not obligated to tell us anything. I just not so sure they haven't messed up from the beginning. And so they're not going to come out and say it. That's probably what's going on. That's exactly, I probably just answered my own question. They know they made mistakes at the beginning. They're going total silence because they ain't going to come out publicly and say, oh, now we're looking in a different direction, because then the public would be all over them like I am kind of doing right now. Makes sense, doesn't it? So they're just going to be tight-lipped. But in the background, they have other theories going on, it sounds like, according to these cards. Justice, road, and journey. What is that they suspect? Cards are getting stuck now. What is that they suspect around justice, or rather road, distance, and journey? The Emperor might have traveled. Male energy might have traveled. Okay, give me more. Some sort of fight that's been hidden. There was a fight that happened that was hidden. There's a fight that happened that has been hidden. Interesting. Give me the hidden fight details, please. Give me the hidden fight details. Give me the hidden fight details. Whoa, too many. Give me the hidden fight details. I said I was going to do questions at the end. Give me the distance. Somebody just tried to walk away. Somebody has tried to walk away. I'm not sure if that's Mom or Malia, but there was a big fight that stressed somebody out desperately. Is this Mom and why she left? Okay, give me more. I feel like this is why Mom left, but I'm not sure if this is the children. Yeah, an end of a relationship. Let's just see. I'm going to get more clarifiers, but Three of Pentacles, not collaborating, not talking, no teamwork. Okay, so this is a fight. There's a fight that happened before Malaya left, is what they're not telling us. There was a fight that happened before Malaya left. This was in reverse. Somebody was not somebody. This is like not a new start. This is not a joyful new start. So she left in an unhappy state. If this is Malaya, this is what I'm getting, that she left because there was a fight, and they're not telling us that, but we've been told that through Daniel's statements. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Lovers, sideways. Yeah. So she took off before. She took off earlier on because there was a fight. So the distance and journey is Mom and the fact that they're fighting. So they are absolutely looking at these parents and their relationship, communication, lack of secret communication. Okay. Police know justice and karma. Otsket. Yeah. Signal chatter. What's up? Police know justice and karma. Let's get some clarifiers on what this is. What is this that the police know on justice and karma around these young energies, about the young energies? This is too many cards. What do these police know? What do the police know? What do the police know? They're going to make an offer. This is my plea deal offer. Are they going to offer them a plea deal? They're going to offer somebody a plea deal. Damn, that's what's going on. They're going to offer somebody a plea deal. That's a new start. Chance. Yeah, they're going to offer somebody a plea deal. Who are they going to offer a plea deal to? I want to know. Is this Mom or Dad? Is this Mom or Dad? Give us to the King of Cups. To the King of Cups. They're going to offer Mom, it looks like they're going to offer them both a plea deal because I got mom on one side, dad on the other, and then you got the King of Swords is law. Yeah, they're going to offer them a plea deal. Yes, this is your law. This is not only this is like a contract, government, institution, agency. 100%, somebody's going to get offered a plea deal. I wonder who's going to plead out first. You can add to that if you want. Okay, let's get to some questions first. Let's go up and see your questions. And then let's see, everybody. Where am I? Okay, how far am I going here? Because Florida is the Lansdowne Outdoor Recreation Association. It's a nature park about 1.5 miles down the road where people used to go to take in outdoor activities, but it's been closed for almost 3 years. Yeah, Kent, we looked at it the other day, and I thought it was a little concerning because in the vision that I had, Jack, I asked them where they were being taken, and they said Uncle Larry's barn, and there's an old barn there at an abandoned building. So if you're new here, I've had visions for a long time. There's 98 of you, now 193. Could y'all do the YouTube likey things? I would so appreciate you. So I'm just wondering, Kaika, thank you, honey. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. I'm just wondering if that is relevant. Like, how many abandoned barns is Malaya currently pregnant? Let's ask the pendulum, because, yeah, I don't know. Is Malaya currently pregnant? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Pendulum's saying no. Pendulum's saying no. Yeah, it's you know what I think it is? I think it's you have trust and faith in them, Kent. Well, I'm glad you do. I mean, I think the RCMP are as good as it gets. I think the reason that more and more are failing is because there's more and more crimes being committed. I don't know. Would you agree? Sometimes my daughters and I have this debate, and my daughters think it's just that my oldest daughter thinks it's just that we hear more about it because of social media. But I feel like there's more crime. I feel like, the kids running in, shooting up malls and all the rest of it is just not, kids. My oldest daughter works at CHIO. She used to work at the ER, and she still does on occasion. And just, 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds having, conversations about suicide and wanting to have sex change. Like, the kids these days are so much more aware, way more mature, way more stressed out, way more prone to being victimized by trafficking and kidnapping and drugs. That's just me. I think it is way more unsafe for kids nowadays. Online predators, you name it. And I think the cops are completely overwhelmed. And that's why we're seeing so many botched cases. And that's why I posted the other day. And I'm not trying to be a funny duddy when I say that. I'm being dead serious. Do you rethink the RCMP or all police should have instinct training? Because if their instincts were wrong at the get-go, that is a serious problem, particularly in missing people's cases. So what was the fight about? Let's find out. Let's find out. What was the fight about between Daniel and Malaya? What was the fight about? Attachment, chained. Well, seems to me like somebody wanted to leave the relationship, and I be zoned in on that already, that somebody was secretly wanting to leave. Okay. What was their fight about? What was their fight about? What was the fight about? Somebody's influenced of something. Influence of something. I very much want clarifiers on these. What was their fight about? Access. Uh-oh. 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 Access. Chain influence. Whoa. Okay, I'm not getting a good vibe here. What was the fight about? Okay, broken, parting of ways, either. Okay, so there. I was right the first time. I started getting a little concerned when I saw these, but so the parting of the ways. That's what we picked up on twice now. Malaya already had intentions of leaving. She was unhappy. She felt chained down. She didn't like, I don't think she liked living with, he was influenced. I feel like she feels he was negatively influenced by his mother and brother, and that there was lack of privacy. They had too much access into their lives, and it just was not a good situation for her. That's what I feel like I'm picking up on. And that fight had already happened before these kids went missing. Okay, let's get some more. What was the fight about? I keep getting a bunch of cards that fall out. What was the fight about? New home. There you go. New attitude. She was leaving him. This has come up many times. Well, not many. This is like 2 or 3 times now. Consistently, I'd say. Consistent theme. Maybe money is part of it, Daniel, and affording to pay for things for support for the family. Oh. I felt from the beginning this was her out of the relationship, and she took it. In my opinion, they'll only get caught if they turn on each other. Yeah. If she was pregnant, she could fight to have. If she was pregnant, the fight could have been about that. You know what? If she wanted out of this relationship, I'd be surprised if she was pregnant. You know, I'd be surprised. Kitty, it's nice to see why that's just kicking in now, because I have been wondering why YouTube has not been, those have not been showing up when you're a member for how long, and it just doesn't tell people. Thank you for being a member, my dear. I'd say her because of the baby. I don't know. I'm too far behind to know. One who squeals gets the deals. Yeah, maybe they're waiting, the RCMP. Yeah, well, maybe they're waiting. I love your jumpers, Leanne. You're talking about the cards, Kaika? You're talking about the cards? I only do jumpers. I only do jumpers. What's the brother's name? Sweetie, I don't know. YouTube thing means hitting thumbs and share. Yes, please. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. It's free. It's totally free. Justin says, Kent, thank you. Money argument. Money didn't come up. Way too much crime. Yeah, it's just, we've got it. And that's why those of us that work on ourselves and try to raise our vibration and just, you know, we got to do that. We've got to do that. We just have to do that, because she felt trapped, I think. Yes, she felt trapped. Well, listen, she's living in an RV with her boyfriend, not husband, with 2 of their kids, or 2 of her kids, rather. The one child they had in common, and her mother-in-law and stepbrother. And yeah, this is brother-in-law and mother-in-law. Sorry, not stepbrother, brother-in-law and mother-in-law. It sounds kind of cramped. And if mother-in-law and that's her property, it would feel confining. It totally makes sense. I think some cases are just not unsolvable, but harder to get the evidence. But in this case, I think they're heading to the point of leveraging mom or dad. Yeah, I'm starting to think so too. And I want to know who's gonna plea out first. I'm gonna ask the cards in a second. I think she means your sweater called jumper in England. Oh, so sorry. Is that what you're talking about? It's my sweater. Thank you. Thank you, Kitty. You're so sweet. Welcome in, Lorraine. I believe one brother's name is Ralph, and he has a record of partner abuse. Yeah, isn't that fabulous? Like, none of them come from great model, like, Mother Teresa kind of families. Just gonna say. I have heard he has two brothers and both have records. Yeah, and I think her family does too. Question, confirm whether there was a party. Oh yes, Kent, thank you. We did that before, but let's get what was the energy in the house earlier that week? Was there a party? Thank you, Lois. If you don't laugh, you cry. I swear to God, it's the only thing that's kept me alive all these years is my Sagittarius, ungrounded, optimistic attitude and laughing at myself. 7 of Cups. Lots of that spells party to me. Thank you, pumpkin stitches. Okay, was there a party? What was the atmosphere that week? Earlier that week, was there a party at the property? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Whoops, too many. And the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. The two that showed themselves was the changing of the karmic debt to karmic plan. That if there was a party and a fight. So was there a party that week at their house? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of our ego. Was there a party at their house? This one flipped over. 10 of Swords. That's a betrayal. That to me is a party, and that is something that happened at that party that went down. That is not good. Give me some clarifiers. Was there a party at their house this week? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of maybe. There's the party card. That is the celebration party card. Yes, there was. And somebody was watching. That also came up. Yes, there was. Something went down that happened from that party. And I've said that before, and the cards are saying it again. Give me one more. What went down at that party? 4 of Cups. Somebody offered somebody something. At that party. Yes, if it could do 150, that would be great. Hang on, trees. We'll do that one in a little bit, okay? Something was offered at that party, or somebody was bored. Somebody was offered something at that party. Give me more on this party. Hey, welcome in, sunshine on a rainy day, to your first live. Early in Australia. Wow, nice to see you all the way from way over Wander, the other side of the world. I have a cousin that lives in Australia. Don't ask me where. I don't talk to her anymore. She's on my mom's side of the family. But welcome in. Nice to be here. We are an hour and 39 minutes in, so I don't think we're going to go more than 2 hours tonight. So, but welcome in. Thursday was their check day. Do it every month. Doing meth is likely. I get that sense too, Sharon, and that certainly came up. Heavy drugs for me already. Yes, with this case. Okay, what else happened at that party? And then there was a couple more questions that I'll get to. What else happened at that party? 6 of Wands. That's like somebody on stage, somebody sort of, being in that could be very much a stage presence, a presenter, talking, communicative. Somebody offered somebody something that would be leading to their success. What else happened at that party? What happened at that party? Cards are a little stuck. What happened at that party? I'm going to try another deck. And then I want to see if there's going to be a plea deal. Embezzlement happened at that party. Wow. Somebody was bribing the con man. Well, we know, oh my God, karmic justice. Look at the cards that came out again. You've seen me shuffle? Well, I guess I was off screen. I've been shuffling. These ones came back out again. This whole case resides at that party, started at that party. This whole case started at that party. I'm going to get more clarifiers. What else happened at that party? This whole case started with what the events at that party were. Family, friend, unusual routine habit. Wow. Okay. Wow. I got massive goosebumps. Somebody at that party, they were out of their routine. They didn't do what they normally do routinely, deliberately. I'm guessing. Wow. What is this hidden routine habit? And I want to know more about this embezzlement. Wow. Okay, just a second, y'all. I'm going to get another deck. What is this embezzlement about? Because I think there's more to this that I'm not getting. Let me just. I'm just trying to get the definition, legal definition of it, because yeah, that's exactly, see, it's the misappropriation of funds to an individual by their employer or an organization. Y'all, remember I was saying, I think Mom may have skimmed off the top because I had a vision. I've had 2 visions in this case. Both were brought in by this little boy from the UK. And I walked you through it on the live when it was happening. And he said there was a fight, there was an invoice, and it's like Mom stole something from somebody. Now we saw end of job. I didn't even make the connection. Oh my God. We saw Mom's end of job. She was fired for maybe stealing money from her job. Oh, okay. Now I'm putting together the reading we just did a little bit earlier. About a firing of a job. Okay. So did Mom steal some money and she got from a friend or family member? Okay, we need to figure this out. Who is this embezzlement around? Because this is my vision. This is describing my vision. So there was a party, there was something going down, but maybe she was confronted by somebody at the party about something. When you're under the influence and you get kind of cocky and you're like, when some people have what they call a bad drunk and they just decided to confront her and a fight ensued. Okay, so give me more about this. I want more on this embezzlement. A two-faced friend. A two-faced friend. Well, that's what Marie Camille, is what I picked up on. That's what I've been saying all along. And I think mom has guilty knowledge because mom betrayed potentially these people's what I picked up, that they were maybe in the rugs department with the D at the beginning that I can't say on YouTube, the DRUG department. And mom may have snuck some from the top from her boss, which now I'm getting was what the end of her job might have been, right? Because we saw that before. Final ending. It came out in the reading before. So I feel like, okay, this a two-faced friend. There was the party that went down and a fight broke out. I've asked for clarification on the party and now breakout and the fight, what was about. Okay, so if this is the case, I want to know. Okay, so she broke her routine or habit to, is that what, to take money? Is that what we're seeing here? Give me more. Yeah, she was unsuccessful. She was unsuccessful. This is your success card. It's in reverse. She got caught. Mom got caught. Mom got caught. Allegedly, Queen of Wands. There she is. Mom was unsuccessful, got caught. OMG. That's friggin' what it is. That is what it... Okay. Sorry. I had an epiphany. I'm putting them all together. Spirit, thank you. Spirit, thank you. They are giving us the story now. Okay. Now they're giving me the storyline. The fight that happened before the party was the reason, potentially, according to the cards, in my opinion, allegedly, Malaya got kicked out, not because she just wanted out of the relationship, but maybe there was a fight and a confrontation that if mom stole some rugs from the family business, if you get what I'm putting down, mom may have kicked her out for that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe, but I'm picking up rugs, but let's see. What's this money around, Spirit? What is this money around? Topic of money. What is this money around? I got to open the window. Sorry, y'all. Hot as heck. What is this? Sorry, some cards flipped over. Hidden, secluded area. What is this money topic around? Okay, I don't know what royalty is, but somebody's the boss. The boss got ticked off here. Some boss man was there at the party. This is the person that wears the crown. This is the emperor. This is the boss. The boss of whatever this was that she did, allegedly, in my opinion, that if she took from, was at the party. Okay? What is this money topic around? Is it rugs? Is it sex? What's this money topic around? Whoa. Too many. Sloppy. What is this money topic around? Yeah, somebody lied and wasn't clear and honest. What is this hidden death? Oh my God. Hidden death. Oh. Is that why Malaya is saying it's a kidnapping? Because it is, but it was like a threat for money? Okay, because that's the death card is not good. What is this topic of money around? Was this about stolen drugs? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Was this topic around money, fight around the party, around stolen rugs? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Exactly what I'm thinking, Donna. Stolen rug money. Is my name Bob? Were the kids taken as a threat for repayment of money? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Were the kids taken as a threat for repayment of drugs or money? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Oh my God. Is my name Bob? Were the kids taken as a threat for repayment of debt, drug, money? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Oh my God, y'all. I have been saying that, but indirectly, because I couldn't make that direct connection. But oh my God, that's what I saw in my vision. Okay, this is making so much sense now, because don't forget, the police, this is still the police's knowledge. Now, whether they know about this fight or not, however, if they think those kids were taken by mom, the brother, Daniel's mom, crime drug boss. Just saying, let's find out. Allegedly, in my opinion, is Daniel's mom the rug boss? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. I just feel it. I feel it. No, I don't think they were sold, Kent. I'm not saying they were sold if you're talking to me. Is my name Bob? Is Daniel's mom a rug boss? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Yeah. Okay. What I think was a fight. Daniel's mom kicked her out about this, right? Malaya was planning on leaving. She didn't like the environment. There's rumors she didn't get along with rug mom, Daniel's mom, planning on leaving, embezzled skimmed some off the rug top, got caught by mom, confronted by mom at the party, potentially, a little too many drinks, confrontational scene at the party, and kicks Malaya out. I got full on goosebumps. Did that happen before the kids went missing? Which is why Malaya is blaming him. This completely makes sense. If you think about the dynamic with Malaya blaming him, oh my God. No, it's not, Kent. I think I'll get to your question in a minute, but I'm telling you what I think is happening here. Malaya was planning on leaving, wasn't happy in the situation, stole from the family. Cards are saying rugs. At the party, family confronted her and kicked her out. Was she kicked out before the kids went missing? At that point, she would be blaming Daniel, which she is doing. It could have been LV. Let's find out. Did the kids go missing? Was Malaya at home when the kids went missing? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Was Malaya at home when the kids went missing? I'm getting no. I'm getting no. Is this why she's blaming Daniel? Is this why she's blaming Daniel? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Did Daniel's mom threaten to hide the kids until the payment money was taken? Yes or no, or the money or rugs were returned? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. OMG. Is my name Bob? Well, y'all, I'm going to go to your questions now because, the only other one I want to ask is somebody going to confess? But now I know why the police are focused on Daniel. Did Malaya tell them all this? Did Malaya tell them all this? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Yes. Yes. Okay. If that's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Let me go and get some of your questions up here. That is pretty wild. We got that one for you. You think it was Daniel's mother's brother. Okay. Well, I don't think from what I've heard that any of them are Mother Teresa. Just saying. Just saying. Doesn't sound like either side of the family is Mother Teresa. Yeah. Could be. It could be. It could be for sure. It could be that too. Or that one of them got into something. But very interesting. Ask the cards how many hours they were missing, because I think they went missing before Friday. Yeah. I can't really do, Linda, hours. But what we can do is do the pendulum. Like, I can't really do hours with the cards. But I'll do this with the pendulum. I've done this before with other cases. Let me just clean these up. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. Did the children go missing Thursday morning, May 2nd, as reported by the parents? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Did the children go missing Thursday, May 2nd, noticeably around 10 a.m.? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego that morning? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? So that's a no. No. Did the kids go missing? Oh, I said Thursday, but I'm also giving it contradictory. I'm giving it contradictory questions. Did the kids go missing Friday morning when the parents reported them missing? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Did the kids go missing Thursday? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Gotta move my arm. Did the kids go missing Thursday? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Is my name Bob? My grandma just came in and tapped my hand. Did the kids go missing Wednesday? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Did the kids go missing Thursday? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Was it Thursday morning at the wee hours of the morning after the party? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Was it Thursday morning, wee hours of the morning after the party? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? That's a big fat yes. Is my name Bob? Everything started at that party. Everything started at that party. Can Martina post a link on a sex offender? No, we'll get demonetized, honey. But you can email it to me because I have to see the language. And then if you email it to me, I will cover it, or I'll pull it up now if you can. I believe they know exactly what happened. They just need to keep hush hush. Yeah, it sounds like that, Terry Lynn. It sounds like that. So Because, man, it's sure what's going on now makes absolutely no sense. If you look at the media stories, they make no sense. They questioned whether it came from Lily's boop. They asked, okay, do you see abbreviation Lorda in location where kids might be? I'm not picking up. Went over Kent to that on Google Maps the other day, and I am not picking up any energy there. Doesn't mean it's not relevant. I'm just not getting any intuitive hits at all, like energetically. But I haven't, to be fair, I've gone on Google Maps several times, Google Earth, and I haven't picked up any energy in any location, including the home. Like somebody sent me all the pictures of the yard. Thank you, Martina. I have not gotten any hits from the backyard or anything. Now, having said that, I don't know, for those of you that are new, you probably don't know me well enough, but for those of you that have been around me for a long time, you probably noticed I sound way more like myself again today. I was just so bloody exhausted last week. I couldn't get a freaking reading. I was just too tired. And so I didn't, I might more likely pick up energy when I'm less tired. So, we might go to the map tonight. Let's see how much time we have. Where are the kids taken in a black SUV? Were the kids taken in a black SUV? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Were the kids taken in a black SUV? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Interesting. I don't know. Where do you see with that black SUV story? Kent, I know, honey. I know. I might go to the map in a minute. Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, Daniel is the only one spilling all the info. Yeah, he's the only one talking. And yet he says the police told him not to talk. Florida is where the black SUV went, and a lady called 911 reporting it as suspicious. No way. No way. Yes, but they also tracked down that vehicle, and it was unrelated, they said. Okay, thank you. Hope the government in LE gets this mess cleared up. They might have just, that SUV, who knows if they were just, I don't know the story, but it seems that it was not related, according to Mozart here. It seems sus to me that it was unrelated. Also think the kids went out the front door. That's the door they came in. I picked up, Mozart, that they went out the front door as well, but I don't know. That's what I told the police. Their stories are good to hang. Yeah, their stories are going to do it for them. They can communicate through others. Yeah, saw that. Okay, let me go back. I think I'm caught up. Yeah. Well, let's find out, Mama Cedar. Welcome in, too, if you're new here. Welcome in. Let's see if they are going to, if one's going to take a plea deal. And then I think I'm going to answer your questions, and then I'm going to end it on, is one of them going to take a plea deal? And then we'll do this again tomorrow. And maybe I'll try again to get that scanner up, if I can get that scanner to work. And while we go through the maps, if I could figure out how to do that, I'm looking at getting into Streamlabs versus StreamYard. It is way cheaper. And the thing is, it looks a lot more complicated to use. So if I get time, my daughter's here overnight because we're packing. If I get the time tomorrow to try to get on to Streamlabs, if I can figure out how to run the background of the police scanners in their entirety, there's a lot of dead space. So to occupy us, we can get on Google Maps as well, try to see if we can pick up shafts, caves, pipelines or anything energetically. Then I'll make that the goal for tomorrow night. If I don't have time to get Streamlabs, I'll make that see if I can make that happen later this week, but we'll do something else tomorrow night if that's not the case. Maybe I will see if I can pick up more energetically because I'm feeling better, and see if we can get a location again, which I've had a hard time doing because I was so tired. I think I'm down to the bottom. Yeah, I'll keep adding comments every time I think I'm caught up. Oh, God. Kids got into the drugs. That's another possibility, Kitty. Yeah, absolutely, honey. You're not the only one to have said that. The neighbor told on them about the party. Thursday was their check day. Yeah, it sounds like that would have been, I don't know that to be like verifiably correct for the province, but we could have I could look if I wanted. And yeah, Paulette says, in my opinion, the kids got taken at the party or sold at the party. Yeah, somebody stole something, Krista says. Sunshine on the rainy day for the warm welcome. I will rewatch this case is sad and the following since the first day. It absolutely is. If you're still here, sunshine on a rainy day. We have the best community. We have worked so hard to keep our community pleasant. Yours truly is quite defiant on that. Don't take sass in the chat. Sorry, guys, gals, I just don't take sass in the chat because we're keeping it love and light here. Truly about the kids. The one that stole something was the biological dad. Interesting. If they can't, the neighbor told RCMP to leave their property, maybe just waiting on warrant. The neighbors, is that, where did you hear that, Sharon Hun? Is that fact or just like, did you see that on Facebook? Because y'all, I just don't trust just much anymore on social media anymore. Chris, welcome back in, missed you. There's another mods here, Chris, for anybody that's new. We have Hope Floats, Chris, Whispering Winds, Donna, and Kitty today for our mods. Isn't Bio Dad in prison? I heard he was on house arrest. He just got out. Party rugs everywhere. Yeah, I heard the same thing. But again, this is why, the police are careful. And I agree to a certain extent that they're asking us to be careful about what we allege to be true and what we know to be factually true, because a lot of people apparently do make up and fabricate posts, which baffles me, because as I said earlier in this post, declared I thought it was factual. The underwear and the headband and the boy socks had been found, because literally under the YouTube that creator that posted that video was the comment saying, yeah, it was my uncle. And only to find out from locals that are here again tonight, and we're on that chat last live, that was old clothing that was found years back. So somebody lied in that post. So, I can see why we really have to be careful, because, how we have to be careful, because we just don't know unless we can prove it factually. Just because it's been posted in Facebook doesn't mean it's true. I know, and it's very heartbreaking. Those are the most adorable looking kids. Yeah, Lily and Jack's dad, bio dad, those are her children from a prior relationship. He also has 2 other children that don't live with him. Curious, just saying. I don't know how much older they are, or they chose not to, or they just didn't want to or can't. But he has 2 other children, apparently rumored. And they have the one 16-month-old together. And these Lily and Jack's children are Malaya's kids from a prior relationship with another man who lives out in BC, Canada, apparently now opposite the country, and was apparently rumored to be in jail and is now on house arrest. I think that's where one kid was offered something to be able to get to sleep, like a gummy or something. If it was Lily that was sick, probably hurt, in my opinion. that is a situation with the bio dad, but that is why he organized to buy something from somebody on Facebook valuable, and when they met up, he pulled a knife. Kent, where are you getting that? Where are you getting that? I think Pugs and Stitches. Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm picking up so far. Again, I don't like to claim something factual. That's just my theory so far. Unless something comes in to change my mind. I've had 2 visions, been downloaded 2 visions. One of the children being walked through a field. I've already called the RCMP twice, asked prior to giving my statement if they work with psychic mediums, told them who I was. I'd found other missing children and had worked with I volunteer with the psychic Find Me group as a psychic medium, and the RCMP themselves throughout Canada have worked with the Find Me group before, although I don't know if they have in that specific RCMP dispatch. I know we have throughout the country worked with the RCMP. Gave them my statement. She took my statement, checked out the Find Me group, and they never called me back. So they obviously don't work with psychic mediums, but this is my theory to date, because that's all I'm getting. I'm not getting, this is what I'm getting. This is it. This is were the kids at the party? Great question. Were the kids at the party? Kids at the party, yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. With the kids at the party. Yes. Is my name Bob? Yeah, so the kids were at the party. Whoops. Have you looked deeper into the brother Justin? He must know something. No, I haven't, honey. I haven't yet. I could do some readings on each of the players, and we can sort of do a deep dive of the potential. Potential. I mean, there's so many people to look at in this case. It's like, where do you start? We could, though. We got dad. We got mom, Daniel's mom. We got Daniel's brother. We've got mom. We got mom's other potentially not so great brother. We got the local PDA guy, registered offender. Yeah, let's do the thumbs up if we could. There's 161 of you here. Please do the girl here a favor. If somebody at a party knows what happened, wouldn't they tell what happened? Well, not if they're all in illegal substance dealing. Just saying. Another reader suggested the mom sold her services for money. Interesting. I think I read that earlier. Apparently her kids were 80% of the time and would steal from her and abuse her, and apparently they were horrible parents. I don't know who we're talking about, honey. I wish this is my challenge on YouTube, because by the time I get caught up, I don't even remember the topic you're talking about. So much easier if you guys are really, really rudimentary specific in your comments. So sad if the children had to pay for parents' really bad habits. Yeah, no kidding. If drugs involved, they could be held culpable. Yes, absolutely. 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 Was this a family business? Because apparently it's not doing very well these days. Krista. Absolutely, Kaika. I think so. Thank you, Donna and Kitty, for helping in the chat with the YouTube things. All the creeks and brooks and rivers. Yeah, absolutely. Was embezzlement politically connected? Is embezzlement politically connected? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Okay, could they have been sold? Potentially, but I don't think so. But yeah. Could they have been sold? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Were the kids sold? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Were the kids sold? Were Lily and Jack Sullivan sold? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No, they weren't sold. Not sold. Okay. I gotta just move on because I'm just never gonna. You confirm that she gave. You confirm that she gave one of the kids something. In your opinion, you're confirming my theory. No, I'm not confirming. That's your opinion. I said possibly. I personally have not picked up anything about the kids being drugged or getting into the drugs. It doesn't mean it happen. It's a potential option. I have not. I am validating my opinion is it's possible. I personally have had zero validation that the kids got into any drugs or were drugged or were given any drugs. Just making this hopefully very clear, Kent, for you. No, I'm not confirming that that's my theory at all. At work on my last leg of 16 hours shift. Oh, sweetie, that's nice of you to say, Chris. And I'm sorry you're on a long shift because, yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. 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 Did Daniel's mom prevent Malaya from taking all the kids with her when she left? You know what, Donna? I think she probably did. I bet you she did. Did Daniel's mom prevent Malaya from leaving with the kids when she left? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Is my name Bob? Yeah, because also she might have been kicked out unexpectedly. The kids are sleeping. It's the middle of the night. They're in their beds. And she just thinks she's going to go back and get them because she's at her mom's house, which is only a 40-minute drive, less give or take, just to downtown Truro, where depending on which side of Truro she's on, it's a 40-minute drive. So she could have gone there and gone back the next morning. And that's where their stories change, isn't it? That's where their stories change. Maybe she goes back in and they ain't there. I don't know. They're not there. I don't know why I'm talking ain't there. That would be something she would say. I don't normally talk that way, so I don't know why I just said it that way. Either sides are no angels, no kidding. Yeah, thank you, Toronto. I picked that up earlier. Okay, I got to get to the bottom, y'all. Have I missed any questions? Holy. I am so far behind. That was reported here locally. I don't know what that was. I think he was unemployed. I heard another chat discussing how much he would get on EI. Do you think they were taken away by a vehicle? I don't know yet, Sunshine. I haven't figured that out yet. I have not been able to get more validation at all yet, other than they were taken and hidden somewhere in the bush for a time being. I do believe that was to stay undercover potentially when the drones were out, and that there might have been a car parked around nearby, but that's just my initial gut feeling. I have not validated that yet at all. So, was there a car involved with the kids' disappearance? They did not travel. That's your travel card. They did not travel by car. There you go. That's your answer. This is the travel card, the world. They did not travel by car. Will they be found? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Will they be found? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. We had the June card come out in the last reading. The June card flipped out. Will they be found in June? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Yes. Is my name Bob? Will they be found in June? At this point in time, as of May 19th, will they be found in June? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. So yes, potentially in June as of today. Yes, Joyful. The World card is one of the, you're very welcome, Corinne Danielle. One of the meanings of the World card is travel abroad, and it's in reverse. They were not taken by, and they have not traveled from the area. And I said that. I believe the person that took them is local. And okay, let me go back up. And the UK reader has said the same as you, that they're near Blue Lake. Your watch, your cards is sitting by a blue lake. Yeah, I've already said too, and Trina, I had my vision that they were walking towards water and then they veered left. That was my vision. Could they be stashed inside something, cupboard, etc., over at the abandoned property? They could, but then the dogs would have picked up a scent, right? The dogs would have picked up a scent. I don't think anyone is buying the story of the parents' deception for sure. Just don't know for sure what they're being deceptive about. Absolutely, Drippy, Thoughtsicle. I love the name, by the way. It doesn't mean that I think they have some guilty knowledge. At least Mom does. If what we just read in the cards actually happened, then there's guilty knowledge. Donna says 19 away from what? How many likes are we away from? What's the goal? I forgot. I think we moved the goalposts. I'm hearing she's on the reservation in New Brunswick at her grandmother's where her mom lives. Oh, interesting. They said at the beginning she was in Truro with her mom, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, y'all. Thank you. So we need 19 to get to 150 likes today, everybody. There's 163 of you in the chat. Mozart wants to know if they traveled by ATV. Well, probably no, because that's a travel card. Did they travel by ATV? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Did they travel by ATV? Yes or no? Not to the beginning of. Oh my God! Not to the. Why do I keep saying beginning? Did they travel in the beginning by ATV? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. No, not in the beginning. Did they travel by ATV further down? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Is my name Bob? Was there an ATV further away that they walked to? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Yeah. Oh my God. And that's what I was saying. I feel like they walked a good distance until there was a car parked away. And I think they were hiding when I first pinned them because of the drones and the dogs in a cave or somewhere underground. Do the children know who took them? Good question, because I got Uncle Larry, but I'd already told the RCMP. I don't know if that's the name they were given. They seemed incredibly comfortable, but Mom's also said they were trusting. Did the children know who took them? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Wow, that's a pretty fast yes, y'all. That's a pretty fast yes. Is my name Bob? Do the children know who took them? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Yes. Wow. Joyful says the birds are flying around them. I don't think they brought the story from the beginning. Did they travel by water? Did they travel by water? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. Did they travel by water? Yes or no? Not to the benefit of my ego. No. Now, when you say by water, I am like energetically thinking like a boat. Not did they go near water, but did they travel by water as in like a boat? Did the brother take them? Is Uncle Larry one of the brothers? Is Uncle Larry one of the brothers? No. Are they in water? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Are they in water? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. No. No. No, they're not in water. I don't get they're in water either. Okay, I'm going to find out now. We're going to see who's going to take a plea deal, who's going to confess, and then we're going to call it a night. We're at 2 hours and 25 minutes. So this is going to be Daniel, and this is going to be Mom. Daniel, Mom. Daniel, Mom. Daniel, Mom. Okay? Is Daniel going to take a plea deal? Is Daniel considering 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 a plea deal? It's too many cards, kind of sloppy. Is Daniel considering a plea deal? Whoops. Is Daniel considering a plea deal? Him contemplating something, an unstable family, looking down at the kids. He's not hopeful. He's not feeling hopeful. Is Daniel, I feel like he hasn't been offered a plea deal yet. Is Daniel thinking of confessing? Has Daniel been offered a plea deal yet? I feel like that's in the works, but has Daniel been offered a plea deal yet? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Okay, so now I need to know, is Daniel considering talking to the police? Is Daniel considering talking? Sideways. This is your legal law enforcement card. Sideways. He is undecided. He is balancing his choices. Wow. They all came out sideways. They all came out sideways. He is undecided on whether or not he's going to tell them, give them some information. Okay, so he's concealing something. Okay, Malaya. Is Malaya, who is not sleeping and not resting here? This one really flew out. Is Malaya considering talking? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Is Malaya considering talking? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? She's strong. She's going to go for the long haul here, but she's not sleeping. She's not resting. She's not motivating. Is Malaya considering talking? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Strength. She's got some willpower. Unexpected tower. I think she's already told them. Is she considering talking? Unexpected tower. Yes or no? She's already told them. She's already told them about the fight and the conflict. 2 5s, 5 of swords, backstabbing, conflict, fights, hidden fights, and fights and arguments. She's already told them about the fight. Absolutely. Already told them. Okay. So is Daniel, because I knew she had guilty knowledge, but I didn't have any feeling that either of the parents took them. But that doesn't mean mom or brother didn't. Did mom, Daniel's mom, have the kids removed from the home? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Did Daniel's mom have the kids removed? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. That's a yes. Is my name Bob? Did Daniel's mom have the kids removed? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. That's a yes. That is absolutely a yes. Did Daniel's brother have anything to do with the disappearance of the kids? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Did Daniel's brother have anything to do with the missing kids, Jack and Lilly Sullivan? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. That is absolutely a yes. Is my name Bob? There's a no. Did Daniel's brother have anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Yes. Okay, y'all. Drippy Thought Sickle says there was a Frank magazine article that went into the background of Mom, but you had to pay to see it, and they were kind of sleazy, like a local National Enquirer controversial gossip rag. Yeah. Apparently she changed it to single, but I don't know if that was exaggerated, ready to mingle, but the whole thing is wild. And hopefully these kids are found. Hopefully these kids are found in my room today because my daughter's here. Y'all, thank you for being here. And we will, probably should have shown you my face a little earlier, but we will sorry. I always forget when I'm off stage, I'm muted. I will be back tomorrow at 5. I don't know what we're doing yet, but y'all, I feel so much more energy again that I got to sleep, but I feel better. Strange, change single, but change profile. I know. Well, that was a 2023 that article, that picture said, I can't live without you. That was 2 years ago. Lots can happen in 2 years. You're very welcome, Pugs and Stitches. I try. It's just because I also have more energy today. When I'm down, y'all, you can feel it. When I'm energetically exhausted, y'all can feel it. Everybody love you. Thank you for being here. Do all the YouTube things on the way out, please. And we'll see everybody tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern again on Jack and Lilly. Cheers.